to give us more updates on Nigerians who were evacuated from Ukraine via Bucharest Airport in Romania is our Rise correspondent Mary Chinga, who is on ground out there, as we listen to some of the returnees. Mary, good morning, and thank you for joining us on the morning show.
Good morning, Reuben.
Good morning.
Good morning, Reuben.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
So,
the way you are calling Reuben,
yes,
it's like you were at my naming ceremony when I was born many years ago. But carry on. What's the situation report out there?
Okay, so students here are basically...
Is the process smooth, or are they going through extraordinary stress on their arrival?
Reuben, I would say that the Nigerian authorities are generally warm. Their posture is that of, them being warm to receive these Nigerian students who actually look very exhausted and in need of love and all of the kindness they can actually get.
There is right if he says that Igbos are entrepreneurial, and I end by what people say about Igbos. That if you enter a community, a village, you don't see an Igbo man there, please pack your things and go. It means that place is not conducive. However, let me give the flip side. Chief Tos Benson, T.O.S. Benson, former Minister of Information, now late, on one occasion at the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs, and I'm not making this up, he said it publicly. If anybody can contradict me, let them do so. He said something about Igbo people. He said he had an Igbo wife and had an Igbo daughter, that he wanted to buy land in Igbo land for his daughter, for his wife, to say, I'm getting old, Tos Benson is getting old. Let me build in this place for my wife. He said that his in-laws told him that they don't sell land to outsiders. That is the irony of Nigeria about the politics of federation, of unity. The same Igbos who are so industrious that they are all over and they do well in other parts of Nigeria. You go as a non-Igbo man to go and buy a land. You will be told that you don't belong, even as an in-law. That's by way of an aside. But these are the issues, in my view.
Well, all right. We'll take another story then. 15.
Welcome to my channel, where we discuss everything and all things politics, economy, and development in Nigeria. That video you just listened to was the voice of Dr. Reuben Abati, one of the anchors of Rise TV, spewing some of the well-known lines of ethnic bigots in Nigeria concerning the Igbos, and spreading the fake news that Igbos don't sell land to strangers. But you discover that I purposely played a video that apparently seemed unrelated to his latest spewing of a lie that Igbos don't sell land to strangers. First of all, I played you his voice, where Reuben Abati 2 years ago upbraided a correspondent or a reporter of Arise TV. You had her name there, Mary Chinga. You know why she upbraided her? Because Mary Chinga did not call him Dr. Abati on air. Mary Chinga referred to him rightly, as is supposed to be in communication tradition, as Reuben. Even if you go to CNN now, go to Fox News, even if you are a professor and you are in the media, you are called by your first name. Okay? But Reuben Abati is fixated because he was not the address as PhD. That was what was alleged. That was why he openly upbraided that lady on live television. It therefore means that Reuben Abati values his PhD so much that even when you are discussing something that are unrelated to his PhD, because being an anchor, most of the things he talk about are economy, politics, that may have nothing to do with literature, which I understand are his specialty. Okay? But he like to be addressed as doctor, which is okay, but that is not the tradition in journalism. Okay, but why did I bring this up? I bring this up because Reuben Abati narrated a story that called into question his understanding of what it means to be a PhD holder. For you to be a PhD holder, you need to do research. There are traditions, there are steps, there are research methodology that has to be followed before you reach a conclusion. Now, someone like Reuben Abati, who loved his PhD, is narrating a story about T.O.S. Benson, who died in 2008 at the age of 90, who was a first Republic politician, narrating a story that he was getting old. He wanted to build a house for his wife. The wife is Igbo. T.O.S. Benson is Yoruba. T.O.S. Benson went to Igbo land to go and tell the people of the wife that he want to build a house for his wife in his village. Of course, the people themselves will feel embarrassed. Are you saying that this woman, you want to bring her back to her community? What message are you sending? Because when a woman is married out in Igbo land, it means that she belongs to her husband. Ordinarily, she will live in the husband's house till she dies. Till she dies. You coming to them, you didn't come there to say, okay, I want to build a house for my in-law, maybe the father of the girl in their family compound. You say you want to build a house for the lady. Because they could also feel that just to brush you aside, they said, no, we don't sell land to strangers. Because it's not a tradition. It's not a tradition in Igbo land whereby a woman that is married out, the husband will come and build a house for her. Are you saying that, one thing people don't know, that Igbos has the least divorce rate in Nigeria. But I'm going somewhere before I get into the nitty-gritty of the lie that Igbos don't sell land to people. So when a woman is married out, and then you are telling you want to come and build a house for her, are you saying that you don't want the woman to be your wife again? So what will she be doing with that house? They look at it, they might have feel embarrassed for him, T.O.S. Benson, and just told him a story. Now, Dr. Abati, as a PhD holder who has done research, if a student he is supervising is doing a research that Igbos don't sell houses, don't sell land to strangers, and that research student reach a conclusion that Igbos don't sell land to strangers, and you are the supervisor, you ought to ask him, what was your sample size? Igbo is diverse. Igbos in Nigerian context has about 5 states now. There are Igbos in rivers and in the Delta state. So your sample size was a family that T.O.S. Benson wanted to build a house for, and they told him that it can't be, we don't sell land to strangers to build a house for our daughters. So that would be enough for you to generalize that Igbos don't sell land to strangers. That's as a PhD. Since Reuben Abati so value PhD, as a PhD holder a lecturer, you are supervising a project of a student that should study. You are going on the premise that Igbos don't sell land to strangers, and that student at the final analysis brought that kind of thing. You ask, what is your sample size? Say one sample size, one person, only one person wasn't. That was done because of an encounter of one person. It means you have embarrassed those who gave you the PhD in the first place. And for you to spew that kind of nonsense on live television for 250 million Nigerians to hear, because you have a platform. Arise TV is not a small platform. It's a global platform. If you are to say that kind of thing about Jews in America in a broadcast like that, that would be termed an anti-Semitic statement that should carry consequences, which means that Reuben Abati had to be made to apologize to Igbos for spreading fake news about the Igbos. Because people say all these things like that on social media, unidentifiable characters. There are people on social media, they are not using their names, nobody knows them. Their names are just like numbers. They spew all those things, feeling that they could not be identified until they commit crime, then they will now know that they could be identified. But what I'm saying, coming from him, he has embarrassed those who gave him that PhD that he values so much, because they will be embarrassed that he could make such a false generalization that Igbos don't sell land to strangers. Now that takes me to another angle. Now, how many Yorubas are doing business in Southeast or doing any kind of work in the Southeast that they want to build a house and they say that nobody sold land to them? In the church business, the Yorubas are doing very well. Is there any part of Igbo land that you go to, you will not see Deeper Life Church? They plant church, they have Deeper Life churches everywhere in the Southeast, because Southeast is the heartland of Igbo land, Igbo people. We know we have pockets of Igbos in rivers, in Delta and other places, but in the heartland, which is usually the reference point when people spew that kind of lies by Reuben Abati. Is there any part of Igbo land that you don't find Deeper Life Church? Those churches, how did they get the land to build the Deeper Life churches that you scattered all over Southeast? The Winners Church, the Winners, Bishop Oyedepo, he has hundreds of churches. Perhaps it could be up to thousands now in Southeast. How did those churches, are they hanging on air? Was it not on land that they were built? Who sold that land? Who sold the land to Oyedepo to build the churches, all the Yoruba churches that fool the whole of Southeast? How did they manage to get the land? How did they manage to get the land? Go to every part of Southeast, Redeemed Church everywhere. Those churches, were they built on what? Were they built on the Atlantic Ocean? Are they hanging on the air? Who gave them the land? Who sold the land to Redeem to build so many churches in the Southeast? There are so many other Yoruba churches everywhere in Southeast, because most of the people that tend to talk about this and have discovered that people of Yoruba extraction, and then others join them, even others that don't build house anywhere they are, if they are not in their own immediate community, they also join. So these people, are they not Yorubas? Are they not the owners of those churches in the southeast? Look at the Yoruba banks like GTB. Who gave GTB? Who sold the land where GTB is the owner of GTB? Planted all the banks, all the GTB branches in the southeast. Are the GTB banks hanging on the air? Global common offices all over southeast, are they hanging on the air? Who sold land to Globe? Who gave them who sold the land where they mounted their masts and everything else to ensure that the southeast is covered and all that? Did they hang? They are operating through satellites. They don't have offices in the southeast. And these are realities. Somebody who values his PhD, that on air he reprimands somebody for not identifying him as a doctor, can gleefully embarrass himself in the whole world. He said that Igbos don't sell land to strangers. What is his sample size? T.O.S. Benson. Perhaps he said it in a light-hearted way at a Nigerian Institute of International Affairs program. But the seriousness that Abati brought it out was to reinforce. First of all, he praised the Igbo. That's how, when you want to damage something, you first of all talk about how they talk about the good of the Igbo. Then you go about to finish them off. You say they come to other places and are doing well. They come to other places that are doing well, but they don't sell land. You don't expect that from a PhD holder like Abati, who values PhD so much. So from my understanding, he has embarrassed those who awarded him that PhD he values so much. Because if that is the way he did his research to get his PhD, with a single sample size, one sample size, that's what he used to reach the conclusion with which they awarded him his PhD. It's okay. Perhaps that is the PhD he deserves. But to have the platform as big as Arise to spew that kind of thing is an embarrassment even to Arise. He ought to apologize to the Igbo nation. Reuben Abati ought to apologize for that. No broadcaster of his status will make that kind of mistake on air in civilized society that will not apologize to the Igbo people. Because that is a classic case of Igbophobia being spread by him. Reinforcing lies that are not backed by any research, but backed by bigotry, ethnic hate. These are the people that spew that kind of nonsense. That's my take on Reuben Abati's ranting on air about Igbos not selling land to non-Igbos in Igbo land, which is a lie from the pit of hell. Igbo land, if you're doing business in Igbo land and you want to buy it, Igbo land is no different from any other part of the world. If you have your money, the price is right, they will sell to you. Like I pointed out some few examples because I don't want to go about talking about other things, but at least the Yorubas are good in church business. They planted a lot of churches in Southeast, and people sold the land to them. And by implication, they are the owners of the real estate of their churches in Southeast. So it's therefore preposterous for somebody of Abati's status to say that Igbos don't sell land to strangers when his brothers own churches everywhere in Southeast, own banks everywhere in Southeast, and telecommunication companies and all that. I don't know what you think about this, but whatever is your position, let's hear from you at the comment section. Do you think that Reuben Abati should apologize on air to the Igbo people for reinforcing a lie that they don't sell land to strangers? Because that line is a line that is rooted in anti-Semitism. It's a line that is rooted into Igbophobia and ethnic hate and racial discrimination. That's the way I look at it. I don't know what you think about it. Let's hear from you at the comment section. Thank you for watching this video, and if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, Google will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.